This programme is brought to you by UCKG.
Welcome back. On today's show, Jet Set Lifestyle, we've been discussing money and travel. But what if you were paid to travel?
Our guest performer and presenter, Sasha Herman, was paid to travel the world performing on cruise ships for many years.
Welcome, Sasha.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Great to be here.
I've got the first question for you.
Yeah.
As you work with cruise ships, what would be the high and low points of this job, in your opinion?
Well, obviously working on ships is an amazing experience. There are highs and lows as with any job. Luckily there's a lot more highs than lows. One of the main lows I would say is that you are away from home, from friends and family for quite a while. 6 month minimum. Sometimes more, depending on the department that you work in. So that can be quite hard to adapt to, especially if you're young and you're just starting out. You know, it's something that does take a little bit of getting used to. Also, you miss life events, you miss occasions. I've missed Christmases, weddings, birthdays. But with this job, it is a sacrifice that you do have to take. And, you know, but the good thing is, obviously, I have 2 Christmases because when I get home, I have another Christmas dinner. So that's quite nice. But the highs, you get paid to travel for free. Get to see some amazing places around the world that, you know, you may not get to see otherwise, things that you'd only dream of seeing. So that's probably one of the huge things. You meet amazing people. I've made some great friends working on ships. Some of them will be lifelong friends, and if you're lucky, you get to see them working contract after contract. And they become your family. You're with them 6 months at a time, so you have like a new, what we call ship life family. Another high is it's 24-hour food, so you can eat all day long, all night long, and I love my food. So working on a ship is great for me because you can just eat pretty much whenever you want, so it's fantastic.
Do you still do it?
I haven't done it in a while. I've been home nearly a year now, but I do miss it. It's a lifestyle that, you know, you do become accustomed to, and it is addictive. And also you get to experience and see and do things you would not get to do in normal everyday life. Like I've been skydiving in Honolulu on a day off, and swimming with dolphins in Mexico. So yeah, it's a lifestyle pretty much out of this world. It's amazing.
And these days, what do you think is more important, stability or adventure?
Do you know what? That's a really good question, and I don't think one is necessarily more important than the other. I think it really depends on the individual and where you are in your life and your circumstances. Stability means different things to different people as well. I've got a lot of friends, they're very much home bunnies, you know, they've got the house and they're married and they've got kids, and that's their life, and they love that stability. And that's great. But for me, I'm a very much live for the moment kind of girl. You know, you never know what's around the corner, you never know, you live one life. So you've just got it, you live it well. And I've always wanted to travel. There's always going to be adventure in me. Stability will come. But, you know, who's to say that working on a cruise ship for 10 years, that can be someone's stability. You know, not everyone wants to settle in one place, you know, because that's just not for everybody. So I think it's a little bit of both, but I definitely don't think one is more important than the other.
So a question that's been picking at my brain, do you think the travelling lifestyle that you have affected your love life, or does it affect one's love life?
Oh, of course, Well, I've been travelling for so long now, since early 20s, so I've only really known a romantic life through working abroad. But you learn, you live and you learn, you have experiences. I met some great guys. I had an amazing relationship with a great guy for 3 years on ships, which is difficult because there's a lot of compromise to be made, and you have to try and, you know, get the same ship over and over again. So on ships, it's inevitable that relationships will happen because you're with each other 24/7, you know, eating, working, socialising, and it happens. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be, but we're still really good friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, it's definitely going to affect your love life, especially when you're doing it for so long.
Yeah.
Well, my husband is a missionary, so it's not similar. It's similar, let's say, because you can go at anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But in our case, of course, we don't just choose, okay, I think tomorrow or next year, let's go to America. We don't choose. We are just sent there. And we love this lifestyle. And we don't even consider a work. We consider it as a call, because it's something that we believe not everyone would be like, okay, tomorrow you go somewhere else and stay there. And it's not only nice and developed countries, you can go to very poor countries as well. But in your opinion, your case, do you think that you could just one day leave England and say, Mom, friends, I'm gonna live here now in Hawaii. If you need me, you can just travel and come and, move out of England and live somewhere else in the world?
Do you know what? Like, England's always going to be my base. It's going to be my home. It's where my friends and family are. But for a long time, I've always thought about living abroad somewhere. I've been to a lot of places. I've been very lucky, and there have been places that I've thought, do you know what, I would love to live here one day, where the quality of life can be better, you can live longer, and I love hot places. I'd love to live by the beach one day, as I'm sure many people would. So personally for me, yes, I would go and live somewhere else if the time was right in my life and the circumstances were right as well. Yeah. Definitely.
You talked a lot already about missing friends and family, but what is the coping method that you use to help you to be able to do that?
Well, when you're away, I think it's about having that connection with your friends on board. It's really important. There's a lot of crew, they're generally the same age as you. It's really important to get that connection and have that family while you're away, because if you don't, you're going to be very lonely. And what people forget is everyone's in the same boat as well. It's not just you. So you have each other, but then you've got the medium of social media, which is amazing. Obviously Facebook, WhatsApp. We have telephones in our cabins as well, so we can call home, landlines. And when we're in ports, we go to cafes. If ever you're on a ship and you see a gaggle of crew going to a cafe, we're looking for free Wi-Fi. Because it is all about free Wi-Fi. When you're working away, you're looking for as much free Wi-Fi as you can, so you can obviously contact your friends and family. But it can be hard, but then it's more exciting when you do speak to them. And then 6 months later, you're home and, it's all good again. But you get used to it.
So do you then think the jet set lifestyle is only for the privileged, or do you think that travelling, it should be for everyone?
Do you know, that's interesting, because I was listening to you ladies talking about that earlier, and I definitely wasn't privileged or rich when I started travelling, so no, I don't think you need to be either of those things. Obviously, when you're young, you can travel for work, which is exactly what I did. You don't have to spend years saving up money to go on holidays. Obviously, depending on the extent of what you want to do. But I decided I didn't want to be in a job where I had to save years and years to save money to travel the world. I wanted to get paid to do it. So that's what I did. And I think as long as you've got a passion and as long as you've got a drive and a certain skill set, which everyone has a skill, you need to really hone on a skill that you want to do for work. And then there's a lot of opportunities abroad. There's a lot of opportunities on ships. I think it should be available. I think it is available to everybody, the opportunity to travel. And like I said, you're only in this world once. We live once. So if you want to travel, do it. And you don't need to be rich. You don't need to be privileged. You just need to have that drive and ambition to want to do so. And like I said, I've always wanted to travel the world. But I thought, well, why not just get paid to do it, doing a job I love, which I did. And I saw many, many people on ships in catering, in entertainment, in beauty, in hair, in fitness. There's so many jobs available that everybody has a skill set to do. So it's widely available, just not everybody realises it.
Oh, Sasha, thank you so much. I'm sure all of you, while she was talking about Mexico, we all travel together.
I'm planning my next holiday in my mind.
Yeah.
And probably you who are there at home as well, you were flying together with us. Well, we are going to take a short break, but don't go away as we will be back with more on DKW.